Welcome back to College Football Game Night from KEZI 9 News.
Final time tonight on KEZI College Football Game Night. He's Juan Shedrick. I am Andrew Hobner. It is time for our Game Night Tailgate Spotlight. Every week, the Game Night crew highlights some of the great tailgate experiences in Eugene and Corvallis. A fun bit at the end of each show to remind us why we love college football so much. Jillian Smuckler has this week's edition.
This week's Tailgate Spotlight adds a bit of history to the hot dogs and beer as alumni from all eras come back to Corvallis and hang out. It's a reunion like no other. Former OSU players and coaches returning to Reser Stadium where it all started.
Seeing them grow and hearing about what they're doing and how successful they are.
It's awesome. It's good to see these guys. A lot of them are parents now, which is kind of weird.
Many of the players reuniting for the first time in years, but it's their appearances that's catching people off sides.
And just kind of seeing how some of them let themselves go, some of them haven't. Offensive linemen seem to slimmed up a little bit, looking like basketball players. But it's just the whole thing in general. Like, it's just so cool to see a different perspective and having them talk about something outside of football, different, their careers and stuff like that.
But even though they're all living their own lives now, they still all share one thing in common.
We're creating a brotherhood, a re-brotherhood.
A group of 3 former Beavs started this tailgate 3 years ago with one goal in mind.
It was a good way for people to come and feel comfortable and feel like they had a place to go, and if they brought their families, that it was just, they knew they could come to a game and kind of be a part of what they were years ago, and that was something that was missing.
Although their lives have taken them down different paths, Saturdays will always be for the game they love, college football.
It's become a full blown out, kind of a party central area, and sometimes people forget that there's a game going on. They're getting caught up in the festivities.
To have something like them for them to come back, just brings them back more, and they got to continue to do it, maybe even do it more than they're doing it now.
Talk to me a little bit about the reaction you see from the guys who maybe haven't seen each other in 20, 30 years. How great is it seeing all of them together?
I sit over here all day and just keep hugging guys. Guys will come over and they're just, Randy, or you're just hugging and, God, what are you doing?
It's an emotional reunion, to say the least.
I see guys coming in here, haven't seen each other, and they're crying. I mean, they're literally crying. And you're just like, oh my gosh.
Hall of Fame head coach Dennis Erickson says things are a lot different from how they used to be.
When I first got to Oregon State, there wasn't quite as many fans here, and the stadium was a little bit different.
But even after all these years, the Beaver pride is strong as ever.
We know we didn't win, but we know we made some great friendships along the way. And I think that's the most important thing to remember, is not just, it wasn't about the game. It really isn't. It's about the people you meet, the contacts you meet, and the friendships you make with people that will last you your lifetime.
Reporting for College Football Game Night, I'm Jillian Smuckler.
Thank you very much, Jillian. And if you have a tailgate you would like to nominate for our spotlight, shoot us a message on Twitter at KEZI9Sports or hit our email sports@KEZI.com. We're going to be in Eugene next week for that Oregon game against Cal. Now to